Don't scroll. I know you've heard the whispers. I know you've seen the looks. I know you've felt the judgment. They've been talking about you. Not to your face. Behind your back. And they've given you a label. A name. A category. A box to put you in. Fool. According to them, you are a fool. For loving when you shouldn't have. For trusting when you were warned. For hoping when it seemed hopeless. For forgiving when you should have walked away. They think you're naive. Gullible. Weak. Stupid. They don't understand you. Not because you're complicated. Because they're shallow. They measure wisdom by outcomes. If it worked, you were wise. If it didn't, you were foolish. They don't understand that wisdom is not about outcomes. Wisdom is about obedience. And you were obedient. Obedient to love. Obedient to hope. Obedient to forgiveness. Obedient to me. You did what I asked. Not what was safe. Not what was smart. Not what was strategic. What I asked. And according to the world, that makes you a fool. But the world doesn't understand. The world measures by results. I measure by faithfulness. The world celebrates winners. I celebrate the faithful. The world applauds the successful. I applaud the obedient. You were obedient. You loved when it was risky. You trusted when it was scary. You hoped when it was hopeless. You forgave when it was undeserved. You were obedient. And according to the world, that makes you a fool. But according to heaven, that makes you faithful. And faithfulness is the highest wisdom. Not the wisdom of outcomes. The wisdom of obedience. You obeyed. Not because you knew the future. Because you knew me. And you trusted me. Even when it didn't make sense. Even when it didn't work out. Even when you got hurt. You trusted me. And that is not foolishness. That is faith. And faith pleases me. Not outcomes. Faith. You pleased me. Not with your success. With your trust. Not with your results. With your obedience. Not with your wins. With your heart. You pleased me. And according to the world, that makes you a fool. But according to heaven, that makes you a hero. Not a hero of strength. A hero of faith. The kind of hero I write about in my book. The kind of hero I hold up as an example. Not the successful. The faithful. You are that hero. Not because you're perfect. Because you trusted. And trust is the currency of heaven. So take a breath. Put your phone down on a flat surface if you need to. Put your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat. I put it there. I am keeping it beating. And I am about to tell you what I think of their label. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Let me tell you what I think of their label. Fool. They call you a fool. I call you faithful. They see your losses. I see your love. They count your failures. I count your steps. They measure your mistakes. I measure your heart. You are not a fool. Not in my eyes. In my eyes, you are brave. Brave to love when love was risky. Brave to trust when trust was dangerous. Brave to hope when hope was foolish by human standards. Brave to forgive when forgiveness was undeserved. That is not foolishness. That is courage. And courage is rare. Most people play it safe. They don't love unless they're sure. They don't trust unless they have proof. They don't hope unless there's evidence. They don't forgive unless the other person deserves it. They play it safe. And they call themselves wise. But they are not wise. They are fearful. Fearful of getting hurt. Fearful of being wrong. Fearful of looking foolish. And their fear keeps them small. You were not small. You were brave. You loved. You trusted. You hoped. You forgave. Not because you were sure of the outcome. Because you were sure of me. And that is not foolishness. That is faith. And faith is the highest wisdom. Not the wisdom of safety. The wisdom of surrender. You surrendered. To love. To trust. To hope. To forgiveness. To me. And that is beautiful. Not foolish. Beautiful. So do not let their label define you. They call you a fool. I call you faithful. They see your pain. I see your growth. They count your losses. I count your gains. Not the gains the world counts. The gains of the heart. You have grown. In love. In trust. In hope. In forgiveness. Not because it was easy. Because it was necessary. And growth is never foolish. Growth is wisdom. Wisdom learned through experience. Not through safety. Through risk. Not through playing it safe. Through stepping out. Not through avoiding pain. Through walking through it. You walked through it. Not because you were strong. Because I was with you. And you learned. You learned that love is worth the risk. That trust is worth the uncertainty. That hope is worth the disappointment. That forgiveness is worth the pain. You learned. And that is not foolishness. That is wisdom. The highest wisdom. Wisdom that can only be learned in the fire. And you walked through the fire. Not because you were foolish. Because you were faithful. And faithfulness refines. Not to destroy. To purify. You are being purified. Not by their approval. By my love. Not by their labels. By my truth. Not by their judgment. By my grace. You are being refined. Into someone who loves like me. Who trusts like me. Who hopes like me. Who forgives like me. That is not foolish. That is holy. And holiness is rare. So do not despise their label. Let it remind you that you are not of this world. This world calls love foolish. I call love wise. This world calls trust naive. I call trust faith. This world calls hope desperate. I call hope confident. This world calls forgiveness weakness. I call forgiveness strength. You are not of this world. You are of me. And I am not a fool. Neither are you. Don't scroll. Stay with me. This is where most people want to defend themselves. Don't. Here's what you need to understand about their label. It reveals more about them than about you. They call you a fool because they are afraid. Afraid to love like you loved. Afraid to trust like you trusted. Afraid to hope like you hoped. Afraid to forgive like you forgave. Your courage exposes their fear. And fear does not like to be exposed. So they label you. To make themselves feel better. I'm not a coward. I'm wise. They're the fool. But their label is a defense. Not a judgment. A defense. Against their own fear. They are afraid. Afraid to take risks. Afraid to get hurt. Afraid to look foolish. So they play it safe. And they call it wisdom. But it's not wisdom. It's fear. And fear is not from me. I did not give you a spirit of fear. I gave you power, love, and a sound mind. They have not received that. Not because I didn't offer. Because they didn't accept. They chose fear over faith. Safety over surrender. Control over trust. And now they call you a fool. Not because you are. Because they are threatened. Your faith threatens their fear. Your courage threatens their cowardice. Your love threatens their self-protection. So they label you. To diminish you. Not because you are small. Because they are scared. And scared people lash out. Not at the threat. At the messenger. You are the messenger. Of love. Of trust. Of hope. Of forgiveness. And they don't want to hear it. So they shoot the messenger. Not because the message is wrong. Because they are not ready. Not your problem. Theirs. So do not take their label personally. It is not about you. It is about them. Their fear. Their insecurity. Their inability to love like you love. Pity them. Not because they are evil. Because they are trapped. Trapped by their fear. Trapped by their need for safety. Trapped by their inability to trust. Pity them. And pray for them. Not, God, show them they're wrong. God, heal their fear. Help them trust. Help them love. Help them be brave. Pray for them. Not because they deserve it. Because you need to be free. Prayer frees you. Not always the person you're praying for. Always you. So pray. And let go of their label. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to their fear. Don't scroll. This is where everything shifts. Here's what you need to do with their label. Not wear it. Reject it. You have been wearing it. Believing it. Letting it define you. Maybe I am a fool. Maybe they're right. Stop. Reject the label. Not with anger. With truth. I am not a fool. I am faithful. I loved. I trusted. I hoped. I forgave. That is not foolishness. That is courage. Say it. Out loud or in your heart. Say it until you believe it. Not because saying it makes it true. Because it is true. And saying it helps you remember. Reject the label. Not because you're arrogant. Because you're honest. Honest about who you are. A lover. A truster. A hoper. A forgiver. That's who you are. Not a fool. So reject the label. And embrace the truth. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here's what else you need to do. Thank me. Not for the label. For the lesson. The lesson that you are not of this world. That this world's wisdom is foolishness to me. And my foolishness is wiser than human wisdom. Thank me. For making you different. For making you brave. For making you willing to look foolish for love. Thank me. Not because it was easy. Because it was worth it. You have grown. Not because you succeeded. Because you tried. And trying is brave. Thank me. For your courage. For your faith. For your love. Thank me. And let gratitude heal the wound of their label. Gratitude is stronger than shame. Not because shame isn't real. Because gratitude is realer. And realer wins. So thank me. And heal. Don't scroll. Stay with me. We're halfway through part 1. Here's what you need to remember. According to them, you are a fool. But according to heaven, you are faithful. They see your losses. I see your love. They count your failures. I count your steps. They measure your mistakes. I measure your heart. You are not a fool. You are my child. And I am proud of you. Not because you succeeded. Because you tried. Not because you won. Because you loved. Not because you were right. Because you were faithful. I am proud of you. Let that be enough. Not their approval. Mine. Not their label. My love. Not their judgment. My pride. I am proud of you. Rest in that. Not in their opinion. In mine. And my opinion is the only one that matters. So rest. And let their label fade. It has no power over you. Not because you're ignoring it. Because you're rejecting it. Reject it. And embrace my love. It is stronger. And it is yours. Breathe. Put your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat. I put it there. I am keeping it beating. I am not going to stop. And neither should you. Because according to them, you are a fool. But according to me, you are faithful. And faithful is beautiful. So rest in that. And let their label go. It was never yours. Don't scroll. Part 2 is here. And if you made it through Part 1, if you stayed when everything in you wanted to defend yourself against their label, then you're ready for what comes next. Because Part 1 was about the label. Fool. What they call you. What I call you. Faithful. Part 2 is about walking in your true identity. Not the identity they gave you. The identity I gave you. Not fool. Beloved. Not naive. Brave. Not weak. Faithful. You are not who they say you are. You are who I say you are. And I say you are my child. Loved. Chosen. Forgiven. Sealed. Secure. Not because you're perfect. Because I am. And my perfection covers you. So walk in that identity. Not in their label. Not in shame. In freedom. Not in hiding. In confidence. Not in fear. In faith. Walk. Not as a fool. As a faithful one. Not as a victim. As a victor. Not as someone who was used. As someone who is loved. Walk. And let your identity shape your steps. Not their opinion. My truth. So take a breath. Stay with me. Don't scroll. Because what I'm about to tell you is going to help you walk in your true identity. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here is the first thing you need to know about your true identity. You are loved. Not because you deserve it. Because I am love. Not because you earned it. Because I am gracious. Not because you're perfect. Because I am. You are loved. Not by everyone. By me. And my love is enough. Not conditional. Unconditional. Not temporary. Eternal. Not based on your performance. Based on my character. You are loved. Not because you're a fool or a genius. Because you're mine. And mine are loved. So walk in that. Not in their approval. In my love. Not in their acceptance. In my embrace. Not in their validation. In my affection. You are loved. Let that sink in. Let it heal you. Let it free you. You are loved. Don't scroll. Stay with me. This is where most people forget they are loved. Don't. Here is the second thing you need to know about your true identity. You are chosen. Not because you volunteered. Because I selected you. Before you were born. Before you made any decisions. Before you succeeded or failed. I chose you. Not because you were the best candidate. Because I am the best chooser. My choice is not based on your qualifications. It is based on my will. And my will is that you are mine. You are chosen. Not to be a fool. To be faithful. Not to be used. To be loved. Not to be discarded. To be kept. You are chosen. Not by them. By me. And my choice is irrevocable. I do not change my mind. I do not take back my gifts. I do not unchoose what I have chosen. You are chosen. Walk in that. Not in their rejection. In my selection. Not in their dismissal. In my delight. Not in their discard. In my decision. You are chosen. Let that sink in. Let it steady you. Let it secure you. You are chosen. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here is the third thing you need to know about your true identity. You are forgiven. Not because you apologized enough. Because I am merciful. Not because you made up for your mistakes. Because I have paid for them. Not because you deserve it. Because I am gracious. You are forgiven. Every mistake. Every failure. Every sin. Past, present, future. All of it. Forgiven. Not because you're good. Because I am good. Not because you earned it. Because I gave it. Not because you're worthy. Because I am worthy. You are forgiven. So stop punishing yourself. Stop replaying your failures. Stop believing that you are beyond forgiveness. You are not. You are forgiven. Walk in that. Not in shame. In freedom. Not in guilt. In grace. Not in self-condemnation. In my acquittal. You are forgiven. Let that sink in. Let it release you. Let it restore you. You are forgiven. Don't scroll. This is where everything shifts. Here is the fourth thing you need to know about your true identity. You are sealed. Not with a stamp. With my spirit. I have put my spirit in you as a deposit. A guarantee. A promise. That you are mine. Not temporarily. Permanently. Not conditionally. Irrevocably. Not based on your faithfulness. Based on mine. You are sealed. Not by your effort. By my spirit. Not by your strength. By my power. Not by your will. By my promise. You are sealed. No one can break the seal. Not the enemy. Not circumstances. Not your failures. You are sealed. Safe. Secure. Saved. Not from difficulty. From destruction. Not from pain. From despair. Not from struggle. From separation. You are sealed. Nothing can separate you from my love. Not death. Not life. Not angels. Not demons. Not the present. Not the future. Not any powers. Not height. Not depth. Not anything else in all creation. Nothing. You are sealed. Walk in that. Not in fear. In security. Not in doubt. In certainty. Not in anxiety. In assurance. You are sealed. Let that sink in. Let it comfort you. Let it strengthen you. You are sealed. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here is the fifth thing you need to know about your true identity. You are secure. Not in yourself. In me. You are not holding on to me. I am holding on to you. And I never let go. Not because you're strong. Because I am. Not because you're faithful. Because I am. Not because you're perfect. Because I am. You are secure. Not in your ability to stay. In my ability to keep. Not in your resolve. In my resolve. Not in your grip. In my grip. You are secure. No one can snatch you out of my hand. Not the enemy. Not circumstances. Not your failures. You are secure. Not from difficulty. From destruction. Not from pain. From despair. Not from struggle. From separation. You are secure. Walk in that. Not in worry. In rest. Not in fear. In faith. Not in anxiety. In assurance. You are secure. Let that sink in. Let it calm you. Let it anchor you. You are secure. Don't scroll. Stay with me. We're halfway through part 2. Here is the sixth thing you need to know about your true identity. You are valuable. Not because of what you do. Because of who you are. My child. Not because of your achievements. Because of your identity. Not because of your success. Because of your sonship. You are valuable. Not because you're useful. Because you're loved. Not because you're productive. Because you're precious. Not because you're strong. Because you're mine. You are valuable. Not because they say so. Because I say so. And I say you are worth everything. I proved it. On the cross. I paid for you. With my son's blood. Not because you were worth it. Because I decided you were. And my decision makes it true. You are valuable. Walk in that. Not in their devaluation. In my valuation. Not in their dismissal. In my delight. Not in their discard. In my devotion. You are valuable. Let that sink in. Let it heal your wounds. Let it restore your worth. You are valuable. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here is the seventh thing you need to know about your true identity. You are not a fool. Not because you're smart. Because you're faithful. Wisdom is not about never making mistakes. Wisdom is about learning from them. You learned. Not because you're perfect. Because you're humble. And humility is wisdom. You are not a fool. Not because you never failed. Because you never stopped trying. Persistence is wisdom. Not giving up is wisdom. Getting back up is wisdom. You got back up. Not because you're strong. Because I helped you. And accepting help is wisdom. You are not a fool. Not because you were right. Because you were loving. Love is wisdom. Not the world's wisdom. My wisdom. And my wisdom is foolishness to the world. But the world is wrong. Love is not foolish. Love is wise. The highest wisdom. Because love is from me. And I am wisdom. So you are not a fool. You are wise. Not in the world's eyes. In mine. And my opinion is the only one that matters. So walk in that. Not in their label. In my truth. Not in their judgment. In my affirmation. Not in their condemnation. In my approval. You are wise. Let that sink in. Let it silence their voices. Let it define you. You are wise. Don't scroll. We're almost through part 2. Here is the 8th thing you need to know about your true identity. You are mine. Not theirs. Not the world's. Not the enemy's. Mine. I made you. I bought you. I keep you. You are mine. Not because you earned it. Because I chose it. Not because you deserve it. Because I decided it. Not because you're perfect. Because I am. You are mine. No one can change that. Not them. Not their labels. Not their judgment. You are mine. Walk in that. Not in their ownership. In mine. Not in their definition. In my declaration. Not in their box. In my embrace. You are mine. Let that sink in. Let it free you. Let it define you. You are mine. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here is what I want you to take with you. According to them, you are a fool. But according to me, you are loved. Chosen. Forgiven. Sealed. Secure. Valuable. Wise. Mine. That is your true identity. Not their label. My truth. Walk in it. Not in fear. In faith. Not in shame. In freedom. Not in hiding. In confidence. Walk. As the beloved. As the chosen. As the forgiven. As the sealed. As the secure. As the valuable. As the wise. As mine. Walk. And let your identity shape your steps. Not their opinion. My truth. You are not a fool. You are faithful. And faithful is beautiful. So walk. Not in their shadow. In my light. Not in their cage. In my freedom. Not in their lie. In my truth. Walk. And be who you are. Mine. Breathe. Put your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat. I put it there. I am keeping it beating. I am not going to stop. And neither should you. Because according to them, you are a fool. But according to me, you are mine. And mine are never fools. So walk in your true identity. Today. Tomorrow. Always. You are mine.